What's going on, guys? Spartan Willie here, and welcome to episode 2 of our Rebuilding Ferrari Motorsport Manager F1 2020 mod series. Okay, so welcome back. Obviously, last time out we had our first race of the season, our debut with Ferrari. Not the result we were looking for, but we'll look past it. We have the Secure GP, Secure, I think it's pronounced, but the Bahrain GP up next. We're just going to improve. What do we need for we need engine. We're developing a new engine. It might be ready by the time the Grand Prix rolls around, but I don't think it will be. So we're going to go brakes, improve our brakes, even though they're the best on grid. So yeah, the Grand Prix is in 9 days. Our engine will be ready in 12. The engine is the most expensive and the most production to develop. So to be the weakest in that area is a bit annoying, but it is realistic because Ferrari's engine in real life is absolutely shocking this season. But that's what we're here for, to rebuild. So time for the next Grand Prix here. We're going to jump straight into it. I'm going to do practice and I'll be back with you for qualifying. Okay, so practice over and done with. We move on to qualifying here. I've focused a lot of my time on qualifying. In hindsight, I'm not sure why. Maybe we should have focused more towards the race. But look at the setups, they're perfect. Well, pretty much. So we're going to leave them how they are. Actually, I think we got a perfect on Danny Rick. Yeah, we had two. So we'll chuck that on 96%. That's decent. Hopefully we can just blast through Q1. Do we put on the used set? I think we do. I think we're going to put on the used set just to try and save. Oh, you know what? We got that many tyres. But then it doesn't hurt to go out twice. So we're going to strap on the used set of tyres from practice. Just because why not? Give us a spare set of tyres just in case something happens. We get a puncture or something in the race. But I doubt we'll need it. But just for a bit of a challenge. So we'll send him out on this used set just quickly now. Get like a banker lap out of the way. And then if need be, we can just send him out again towards the end of Q1. Obviously we don't have the engine. This track is heavily on engine. Obviously because it's long straights, high speed corners. So we're not quite there with the part. But I think our setup should sort of help with that a little bit. Hopefully we still got a bit of pace. We got about 9th and 11th in practice. So that's sort of a good banker, a rough indication of where we'll sit this weekend. And you can just see the gap. There's just a gap between us and Merck, and then there's a gap between the midfield and the bottom of Q1. So we'll definitely be okay getting through on this set of tyre. Obviously in Q2 you're locked on the tyre you qualify to get into Q3 on. So we use a fresh set in Q2, but I think we'll see at Q1 here. I'll just keep you with me. It's only 3 minutes. There's no point cutting. We cut like 20 seconds off. But as you see here, Williams and Haas are just so far off the pace, and the Alfa Romeos as well. That is a massive job if you're going to take over one of those teams. Even Kvyat's down there, and Gasly as well. The AlphaTauris are not rated in this game. So yeah, we got Renault and McLaren, Racing Point around us. We sort of got to be the best team out of those teams. And then we can start pushing on Red Bull and Merck. There's just a gap. Obviously, there's not even a gap between Merck and Red Bull. It's just quite a divided grid. But we got to win this midfield battle first, and then we can look on pushing up the table onto those podium spots. But Q1 done and dusted. On to Q2. Now we're gonna have to sort of pull out the fresh sets here for sure. How long's the lap here? 147. So we'll wait for some more track grip. If we can probably 3 minutes, send him out with 3 minutes for the final lap. You know what? We'll send him out. You know what? The track grip's pretty good. Alright, let's go. Let's send him out. Fresh tires. Yep, we got the tires now. There we go. So let's hope. I don't think we'll be able to do it in one run. We might send him out for another run after that. Who knows? Q3 might be a push because yet again our engine isn't too strong. But we'll hopefully have the skill of the drivers and the quality of the setup will push us over the line. Leclerc's only 9/10 down of Hamilton, which is not too bad in the grand scheme of things. And they are going to have to go out for another lap, I think. I'm not comfortable taking that risk. So we're going to send them both out for another lap at about the 3 minute mark. Trap grip's at the maximum. It's not getting much better than that. Um, this time we'll send out Charles Leclerc first. We just, give him fair, equal opportunity. Out he goes. And we'll send out the super softs. Alright, so you're getting another lap on brand new tyres. If you don't get out of Q2 now, there will be consequences. Come on, Danny Rick and Charles. Look, we might not need to improve. Oh, two of them are on the in-laps. Magnussen actually made it through. I was bagging the Haas. Norris, they're both improving though. Ocon and Norris. Danny Rick sort of improves, but we scrape through by the skin of our teeth. Ocon improves slightly just to go above Norris, but whew, I think it was all our quality trim and quality preparation we did that got us over the line there. But yeah, very close call. It doesn't fill me with confidence for the race, but we're in a Q3 and it's raining. It is actually raining. Okay, well there's no point going out. There is absolutely 0 point going out in the rain. They're all still going out because you can't crash in quali in this game. All the crashes in the race, which a bit sucks. But you could probably send them out on inters, but there's really no point. You just get your time smashed anyway. So we're going to send them out the 3-minute mark. They're setting pointless times. Well, Hamilton's... We'll see what they set. Yeah, so it's only 3 seconds slower. But they'll all get smashed in a minute when we send them out at 3 minutes. They're sort of looking at me, when are we going out? Don't worry. I know I let you guys down in the race last week, but this time, I'm on it. I don't know what we're going to be able to pull out of this. Alright, almost time. Who do we send out first? I think we got it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't think a tow is in this game. Give them there. So now they're locked for the start of the race, so that is fine. Give them a bit of space. We'll give them about 20 seconds down the road. Send out Charles, and this is your 1 lap, lads. Everyone gets 1 lap in the dry. This is your time to shine. Are we sending them out a bit early? Maybe, but no, it's going to be pretty good. Just got to make sure that they actually get across the line, because of course if they don't cross that starting line, we got a Merc in our way here. Merc can give us a little tow with Leclerc. How's Ricciardo going? 4th, not bad. Sure, I'm actually happy with that. 6th and 9th. Leclerc had a good quality. He bet Perez by 5,000th of a second, which is incredible. And now we move on to the race, and 6th and 9th, I'll take it. Can we convert those positions into points this time around? That is the new challenge. So, race knowledge wasn't something we focused on, but we do have a bit of race trim there. We're not going to even bother with the race trim for Leclerc because car condition is more important to me, just so we can push more on that engine mode. So start race, everyone's on attack, all guns out for the start of the race. We're going to follow Leclerc because he's the driver in front. He had a bad start last week, see what he can do now. Another poor start for Charles Leclerc. The racing points will swoop him up. Oh, no front wing damage, boys. Keep it clean, keep it clean. And the racing points will easily get past Leclerc. We're going to have a teammate collision here. It's not looking great. Ricciardo's going in front, so we'll follow him now. Ricciardo's looking to do bits around Bottas, who's had a poor start to be back there. Up into 8th now, Ricciardo. Decent start. He's going weird with Bottas. Oh, it's close. It's close. We almost lost the front wing. But first lap here, no dramas. Leclerc dropped back a little bit, but that is fine. We'll deal with that. He's actually got a Haas on his tail. So the Haas has got the same engine as us, yet seems to be doing very well in the... He's on the harder compounds as well, which is surprising. A lot of drivers are on the harder compounds, trying to go long in this race. We'll probably go into the mediums just to avoid a debacle like last time, even though I've given Danny Rick... No, I put him on the supers. Yeah, anyway. I'm thinking of the bonuses, but Danny Ricciardo is battling Lance Stroll. It doesn't look like it. He did get Bottas, so Bottas is going to take him back. And we're just going to jump to 4 times here, just to sort of get this race going. It looks like there's a clear... tyres are heating up now. Chuck them back down, and we'll just sort of look to find our place in this race a little bit. Ricciardo is doing decent up there, so is Leclerc. Leclerc's staying with Stroll. We just need him to sort of attack him. We're putting pressure on Norris as well, who had a poor qualifying last time out. Looks like Sainz did today or this weekend. How long do mediums go? Because if we do jump on the mediums, we can do it earlier. You know what? No, we're going to jump on the softs. There's no reason to go on the mediums. Tires are overheating. Big time. Oh, didn't mean to jump that far ahead, but it's getting quite intense as we jump forward here with Ricardo. Yes, we know, we're trying to address the situation. We're struggling with tyre heat. Look, just, what's everyone else on? So Norris is conserving, backing up, sorry. So we're going to try and get some cooling in the tyres, or else we're going to really struggle to get some grip because they're just going to melt into the tarmac. But they're just not cooling down. So maybe we should box pretty early here, jack on the softs, but I don't want to repeat of last time where we run out of tyres coming towards the end of the race. And Bottas is still struggling. He's fighting with the 2019 Mercedes back there. New personal best in Sector 1, so the tyres are still working for him. Yeah, they are slowly cooling down. What's Bottas running on? He's just going all out. He's gunning those tyres. You know, let him through. There's no point fighting with the Merc, really. They got the engine of a bloody Mercedes, so is there really any point fighting? We're keeping him back there though, so maybe? Bottas seems to really struggle in this game. Hamilton's out in front by 4 seconds. Bottas finally goes past. It's fine. Let him go, Danny Rick. Not our fight. Not yet. End of the year, it's our fight. Right now, focus on keeping Lance Stroll in this Ferrari sandwich. Eventually, we'd like to have 2 breads on top of Stroll in our little Ferrari sandwich, but maybe that's unrealistic, judging that it's basically a Mercedes. And Stroll is boxing. We're going to look at boxing soon too, just so we can get the most out of our soft tyres. But then we're still sort of doing decent laps. When do we box? I think we're going to attack with Danny Rick. Go to neutral with Leclerc. Danny Rick's just going to give these tyres absolute hell towards the end of this stint. So keep fighting. Leclerc back off again, get them down on temps. Just give those tyres absolute hell. And you see that he's setting some decent pace there. And he's gaining on Norris. We're using a lot of fuel. But we may as well use up the rest of these tyres. So Leclerc will get his chance soon. And now we'll bring him in for the softs, because they're so much faster than the mediums. And they got the durability to last. And we learnt this last time, just go safe. Because balance usually equals 2 seconds anyway. So Danny Rick's going to come in. Charles is now going to attack like his life depends on it. And Danny Rick's going to come out into 10th. Magnussen's jumped in, but he hasn't pitted. Yep, keep going. Don't worry, the plan worked for Danny Rick. Who are we battling with? Stroll. Look at that. He got just under 6 seconds on Stroll there. Plan worked to charm as Ricciardo takes over Magnussen, and we're still attacking. Calm down. Just keep that engine mode up. Charles Leclerc is going to box now. Chuck, strap on the softs. Safe pit stop. In you come. Charles will come into the pits, switch out those tyres. And hopefully he's gained a bit of time as well, as we have Ricciardo. We can worry about fuel later on in the race. Right now, just work on getting in a comfortable position. And I gotta say, we played that pit stop to perfection. But hopefully the tyres last to the end of the race this time, let's be real. And tyre heating is still an issue. I don't really want any unnecessary fighting between my 2 drivers, so we're going to sort of cool down, get Charles to chill out a little bit behind Danny Rick here, just so we can get his tyres to cool down a little bit, because they are still overheating. And just because we're in the sun here in Bahrain, in the desert, tyre temps are just through the roof as we're just going to zoom through this race. We're in a pretty comfortable position. Magnussen's keeping back Kvyat. Perez is well out in front, so I don't know, we're in a pretty cozy position right now. How are we looking on the championship? We're going to climb to 4th? Not quite. 4th's a tough ask, because half the grid is better than us, really, in car performance wise. The loss of points last race really hurt us, because as you can see there, Racing Point are going to score the same amount as us this Grand Prix, but we're still 9 points behind them. So now Leclerc's tyres aren't looking in the optimal, so we'll calm down a bit as we're going to turn down Danny Rick's engine as we look to conserve some fuel, so we can attack later if need be. Stroll has finally gotten past Magnussen, but it's a 14-second gap. We're sort of in no man's land right now, but look, 6 points is better than 0 last time out. If we can get these cars and the tyres, so it's on them, to the finish line, that is a result, and we're already regaining that fuel back. Going on the conserve. Only 23 laps remaining now. Still setting a decent pace there, as you can see. Not too bad, judging, considering that we're... Oh, Kimi Räikkönen has crashed again, and this bloke cannot catch a break. And now a safety car will not be great for us, to be honest. So, thankfully it doesn't come out. We need Danny Rick to get some more heat in his tyres, and this race is looking pretty cozy. I feel like there's still... Yeah, Norris has still got a pit, so if we can get within that pit window... we could be on for another place. What's that pit window? So what is it, about 20 seconds to pit, 54. We could get Norris if we stay with him. Oh, but the tyres, just as soon as you push, we go off a cliff. We're probably going to have to push with the engine, not the tyres. So let's turn that up now. Turn up your engine, attack, attack, attack. We got to try and stay within Norris's pit window. And when he jumps into the pits, because those tyres won't make it through to the end. Hamilton's 8 seconds out in front of Verstappen. Norris is actually on the podium now, but like we said, we could overtake him if we stay with him. So he'll drop down the leader, the pecking order pretty quickly. And how are we going? How are we pushing here? We're cutting down. I'm sort of following Leclerc here because I'm worried Stroll will come up behind him. But how's Danny Rick pushing? He's got decent pace, We might tell him to chill out a little bit though. Just so we can keep some fuel in case we got to fight. What's his name? Stroll coming up behind. Stroll is actually... Oh no, there's such a gap now. Oh, Norris did pit, and Ricciardo is in front. So we're in a Ferrari sandwich again, and that ended in our favour last time, but that's because we had a pit stop, of course. So Danny Rick is well out in front of... Oh, not well out in front. He's just in front of Stroll here. I mean, Sainz. And Perez is down the road as well, so we've actually closed the gap pretty well. We're going to start pushing here. Same with you. Just try and get some daylight between us and Norris, but it won't look like it's going to happen. And those tyres are already overheated. It's just a joke. Realistic though, we're in the bloody desert, so... Maybe the mediums are better for... No, but the medium... You can see what the mediums are down here. They're so slow. Like, that's why there's such a gap. The mediums are just not the racy tyre. I think we made the right call jumping onto the softs for sure. There's only 7 laps to go. This Grand Prix is absolutely flown by. We're in a pretty comfortable spot, but I don't think we're going to be able to get Leclerc past Norris and Ricciardo past Perez. So, but we're 8 points. So that will get us 4th in the we'll get us 5th in the Grand Prix weekend. So we're going to have to get some serious performance into these cars pretty soon, or I might be out of a job halfway through the season. Because I've said 4th, but if I knew that, where we were. Esteban Occon's crashed out. I don't know how on earth he's crashed out there. But he's crashed out. And no safety car, thank the Lord. And Latifi is just so far behind the grid. Alright, we've got heaps of fuel to burn here. So we're going to turn up the engines. Just because, why not? Give them your all, lads. And for the last couple of laps, did we just push? I think we just push. And this is where I regret. No, we've got so much on the tyres here. Just don't hit any back markers and don't crash out. Oh, what happened there? Someone overtook someone. We overtook Perez. So that will put us 4th in this Grand Prix weekend. And now we're battling with Renault on points. So come on, Leclerc. If you can get Norris, that would be beautiful. As we're pushing his tyres to the absolute limits. Make sure we don't run out of fuel at the final lap like we did last time. And it looks like that is a decent result for the boys in red. We're going to be equal in points with Racing Point in the championship. So that is rosy. And as we come across the line with Danny Rick, no one's running out of fuel. Tyres are still in a somewhat good condition. And there we go. 6th and 8th, and we close out the race. It was quite boring in the second half, but we did a good job to pick a few places here and there, and I will take that. Still a way to go, obviously, but man, we have to fight for our points this season. So obviously you could get dodgy parts and you can put them on your cars, but then when the FIA see them in Parc Ferme and they discover them, you get in some pretty big trouble. So we're not even going to go down that road. I think Ferrari got in trouble with the engine, this season anyway. So that's why the engine's so bad. So, we're not going to follow real life Ferrari because that's probably not a good idea to get docked points and cop a massive fine. But that is a good result in Bahrain. I wasn't too confident judging by our engine performance levels, but it seems like it held up well. The chairman's happy with that, 100% happy. Team marketability is through the roof, and we lose 2 million. So it's all coming up Ferrari. And let's see what the mail says. Top's timesheet. Interview. We'll accept this interview, then I'll see you off. I'm not answering that. Marketability will go down, but I don't want to piss off my drivers. So that is that for this season. Oh, the season. Jeez, a long way to go in the season. Yeah, so next up we do have Hanoi in Vietnam, one of the new tracks. I'm actually kind of curious to see what in-game track they transfer to Vietnam. But as you can see there in the standings, Hamilton with his 2 wins, no one else is going to be able to touch him this season. 52 points, we're well off the pace, but that's to be expected. This is where we want to be. We want to be where McLaren are, only 4 points off them. Renault seem to be in another sort of best of the rest league. We'll conquer this sort of little battle first between us, McLaren, and Racing Point. Then we'll take on Renault. So that being said, thank you for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'll see you in episode 3 where we'll go to Vietnam for the first time in Formula One history. Oh, anyway, first time since the track's been on the calendar. See you next time.